Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. In today's pick a card reading, we have 3 cards in front of us. This reading is basically going to be what's happening next in life, or what's happening next on your journey in life. What are the next steps in the process that you're currently going through? So if you're watching this reading, you could have a specific thing you're focusing on and you want to know the next steps in that process, what's coming next in that specific area of life. And you can also just view this reading as general messages of what's coming in your life next. So what's next in life? Let's see, we have 3 cards in front of us. I'm going to show you the cards one by one. Then you can click the timestamps in the comment section associated with each card to fast forward you to your reading. So the way I want you to choose the card, right, is you can choose based on either the animal, if you're resonating really with an animal specifically in one of the cards, one of the titles, if that's going on currently in your life, you'll know that that is something to choose the card based off of, or just your intuition. If your intuition is telling you one pile over another, you can always go with that too. So let's get into this. The first group is called Evolve into Your Next Becoming. And the animal here is a spring peeper, which I believe is kind of a frog, is kind of how I would see it. But yeah, this is the first group. Group 2, we have Sync with the Cycles, and we have Black Bear here. So that's group 2. So if you're drawn to group 2, I'm also being specifically told, I'm getting a message that if purple is your favorite color, this is probably most likely your group. If you have trouble picking piles, but your favorite color is purple, this would be your group. Let's see. And we have one last one over here. We have Breathe in Your Trueness with the crystal lepidolite. Even though there's a unicorn on here, this is actually a card about a crystal, lepidolite. And there is a unicorn on here, so that if that's significant to pick this card, you can pick this card based on that. All right, so once again, we have Evolve into Your Next Becoming, Sync with the Cycles, and Breathe in Your Trueness. You can pause the video here if you need more time to select a card. If you need to meditate on the options or something like that, you can do that now. With that said, we're going to get started with Evolve into Your Next Becoming. Okay, group 1, let's get into your reading all about evolving into your next becoming. Well, yeah, that's kind of what the reading is, but at the same time, it's funny, your card says that too. So what's next in life for you guys? What's next in life on your life journey? I want to pull some tarot cards for significant milestones for what's next, along with some time oracle cards. And then I also want to pull a moonology card. Yeah, let's see. Let's get some tarot cards out on the table. We have the Star, we have the Tower, and we have the 10 of Wands. Can you see those cards? Okay, I think I need to move this up a little bit and then we can, there, I think yeah, now we can see the cards. Okay, let's get a time oracle card for each of these milestones, these major milestone moments. Let's see, for the Star, we have 6 months from now. For the Tower, we have patience required. And for the 10 of Wands, we have take a break. All right, and then I want to get one more oracle card. Let's get a moonology oracle card for this reading. Let's get a moonology oracle card for you guys. Let's see, what is your moonology oracle card? Good. Oh, this one wants to come through. We have New Moon in Cancer, relax. Do I want any more cards? That is the question. I think I'm going to keep it to this. We'll keep it to this amount of cards, and I will get into your guys' reading right now. Okay, just a heads up, just so you guys know, when I do indicator cards, I don't actually use them in the reading. That's the thing. I won't use them in the reading because it's based on what you're choosing in the present moment of your life. That doesn't necessarily indicate the future of your life. So it really is just to indicate your current energies or what you're resonating with in the present. In order to see what's coming in the future. And so that's kind of how I do those, is when I show like playing cards and stuff like that, or tarot cards or something like that, you're meant to click it based off the future. At least that's how I see it. That's why I don't include it in the reading. Just FYI, if you notice I'm not including this, that's why. Okay, so the main thing that's coming for you in this next phase of life is basically a period of relaxation. I would say at the next new moon, there's a feeling of really relaxing, specifically with your home environment, and really coming to, I feel like for a lot of you, now a lot of these things are things that are a long time coming, is what I'm feeling for a lot of these situations. Relaxing is one of those things that I feel with the 10 of Wands and take a break here. The main energy that I'm seeing coming for you ultimately is a lifestyle where you can fully relax and let go of responsibility. That's something that I'm seeing very clearly. I feel like you guys have been overburdened for a very long time with responsibilities, with work, with chores, whatever the case may be. There's a feeling of being overburdened by life in this sense of having to do a lot, having to work really hard, having to do a lot, having to really engage with life in a very hard-working, practical, effort-focused way. And what's coming for you is more dreams. With Cancer here, Cancer is a water sign. So more dreams, more relaxation, more enjoying the moment. This is the vibe of somebody who is going from working the fields to tasting the fruit of their labor. It's like this guy's working his fields, right? And maybe he like sells strawberries, or he grows strawberries, and he's been toiling all season long to make these strawberries. And then finally, it comes to the point where he gets to start enjoying the fruits of his labor, right? And so he gets to take those fruits and relax into them. So this is something that's coming for you guys, where your hard work is going to be paying off in a big, big way. So all the responsibilities you took on over the past period of time, and it's funny, we have 6 months from now. I think a lot of this will start, this process of going into a more relaxed lifestyle will come in 6 months from now. The star talks about having plans for this currently, like wanting it, fantasizing about it, seeing it in your future. I feel like with her here, she has all the tools, and she's on this little towel thing, and she's manifesting this into her reality. I see her as manifesting this into her reality. 6 months from now is really interesting, because I feel like this is where you're going to notice, like, wow, this is really on the way for me. This is something that, with this woman being pregnant in this picture, this is something that is gestating. It's like the feeling of, I want this particular thing in my life to grow. I want this thing to advance in my life in some way, shape, and form. And it's like, if you were a pregnant woman and you had a baby, sometimes you can't tell that you're pregnant until you get that little bump, you know? And then people are like, oh, she's pregnant. This is the kind of vibe where it's like you're noticing that your idea is ready to come alive, right? It's like, whoa, I have this baby bump now, you know? For some of you, there is a pregnancy in your future. So if you've been trying to get pregnant, and specifically if you've been working really hard to try to get pregnant and you really haven't had that much success, the cards are saying, go ahead and relax. Relaxing is going to be the best thing you can do to get pregnant at this time. To not stress so much about all the special little things you have to do, but just to relax into it, let your body take over, and it's most likely you'll get pregnant is kind of what I'm seeing. So for those of you who are trying to get pregnant. Now, with 6 months from now, this is just in general, and the reading in general is talking about this idea that's coming to fruition, which feels like this idea of letting go and relaxing a little bit. I feel like a lot of you are also in the process of cutting back on hours at work and trying to make it work financially with what you've got going on. I feel like you guys at this point in time are pretty stressed with work in general. And the ultimate thing is with taking a break. It's about integrating breaks into your work routine. So that is something that is gonna happen. I do see that happening in the future, but it's almost like there needs to be a preparation process before it happens. And maybe this is something for a lot of you that's a long time coming. Maybe you've been working really hard for like 20 years, 30 years, something like that. For those of you who just started working a minimum wage job, I'm hearing that this job, you're really struggling with the workload. I'm seeing that this job in 6 months from now, there's some kind of information about this job that or some kind of other job prospect where you're going to be going into easier work. So it's an easier job for those of you who are in a minimum wage job and you're struggling with that, and you feel like you have to constantly take on more hours and work harder and harder and harder just to live your life and get by. There's a feeling that in 6 months from now, there's going to be a different type of opportunity that's going to present itself to you that will lead you into the situation where you can make more money and also you won't be working as much. You'll be working less hours. I'm hearing for a lot of you, this is going to be half the amount of time that you're working at your current job. So for example, say you work like 40 hours a week, this new job coming in, you'll only have to work 20 hours a week and get the same amount of money in that regard. And I'm seeing that this is good for you guys because you'll also be having these abilities and these chances to take breaks when it comes up in your life. Now, I am seeing there is a feeling here for a lot of you who are, this is a rare case for a lot of you, but for some of you, if you are manifesting a separation with a person or something along those lines, or you're trying to, for example, have a relationship leave your life that's been a struggle to get this person out of your life. Maybe you are responsible for this person in some way. This could be a sibling that you're financially responsible for. I see that in 6 months from now, this sibling is going to be stepping out on their own and getting their own job, something like that, or getting their own way of making income. The other thing I want to mention, for those of you who are manifesting a divorce, 6 months from now could be a very important date as far as manifesting a specific divorce. And the cards are just saying with this full new moon in Cancer, like, you should just relax into this. Like, a lot of this stuff is going to get taken care of with minimal effort. For those of you who are still working and you're like, man, 6 months, that's a long time to wait. Well, you can also, relax in other ways. Like, relax your mind, because I feel like for a lot of you, part of the reason why you need these vacations and stuff is to relax and ease your mind, because you have a lack of knowing about the future. And this is a time where you can relax, dream, and your intuition gives you insights about what's to come in the future. Now we have the Tower and patience required, right? The Tower indicates some kind of major disaster. It usually indicates something breaking. It indicates, like, say it's like your oven goes kaput and it's like you have to buy a new oven, or it's like your roof gets damaged. You have to fix the roof of your house. It's usually something structural in some way, shape, or form that gets broken or destroyed or teared down. And this can be something that is, like, for some of you, is an institution. So for example, in 6 months from now, there might be some kind of information coming out about your work where the institution of your work gets destroyed. And that's one of the things that stimulates you into looking for new work. And there just happens to be an opportunity, something like that. I'm also hearing for a lot of you, you're avoiding disaster at the last possible moment. And a lot of you watching this, you're very blessed in life, in that when it's time to leave a situation before disaster strikes, you always know when to do it. It's like you guys always avoid the disaster. For a lot of you, this is the case. I'm hearing like 80% of you always avoid disasters when they strike. And I'm also hearing for the 20% of you, this is a skill you will learn over time if you haven't learned it already, right? And then also with patience required, there's a third message coming in, meaning that it's gonna take a while for any form of disaster to strike. So for those of you who are constantly doing upkeep on your house, where you have to replace things, stuff like that, things break and you have to replace things, patience required means that it's gonna take some time for those things to break in your life. And patience required also indicates that for those of you who are in tune with knowing when to avoid disasters, you will know this way of doing it. And I'm hearing it's different for some of you, because some of you, you'll feel a sense of impatience when it's time to move before you avoid the disaster. And some of you will feel this overwhelming sense of calm and certainty before needing to move. So there's two different ways that I'm seeing with intuition for this group working. Whatever way has worked for you in the past, like maybe in the past you get really impatient and you go, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here right now. I need to get out of here right now. And your impatience is what pushes you into movement outside of the zone. And then you realize whatever was behind you, that's when the destructive moment happened, right? For others of you, there's a calm certainty. Like maybe you're naturally more hardwired to be stressed, but then there's like this calm certainty of, wow, now is the right time to move. And you slowly get on the computer, you look up that job opportunity, and you discover it and you find it and you move into the next phase of life. So it's going to be different, but for different people here watching, but the main thing is you both avoid disaster. Both of you avoid disaster like before it even hits. And like I said, the 20% of you that can't do this yet, you will learn in this lifetime to do this. This might be even a period where you're having a big breakthrough, right? With that lightning bolt in the tower of how to do this and how to engage in this type of intuitive behavior. You're learning this skill as this period progresses. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, so 6 months from now, I think is a big point in this reading. As far as timing goes, it's the one timing card that is like actual timing, where this one says patience required and take a break. I also think with patience required and 10 of Wands, there might be some patience that you have to do with the hard work you're doing right now. I know it feels like a lot, but I feel like there's a feeling of needing to stick with it a little bit more. And that's all gonna make a lot of sense why that had to happen at this current point, right? And trust me, that break is coming. Taking a break is coming. That feeling of relaxation, that feeling of not working yourself to the bone just to make ends meet is coming. Now, let me see if I see anything else. I think that's about it. I kind of want to get into the new moon in Cancer here. This is the beginning stage of a bigger journey, right? So you can expect a longer journey or a longer process of when you get this new job, when this new job opportunity comes, or when this rest or this pause comes. For some of you, it's just a vacation and it's either a promotion to a new position with less hours, but at the same time, higher pay and then more vacation time, something like that. That could be for some of you who are wanting to work within the same company. But yeah, I just see this feeling of the cards want you to relax now because you're going to be relaxing later. They're saying you can relax now, especially your mind, your mental space. You can relax now. And then when this moon grows, when this process grows and gets bigger and stronger, I'm also seeing, I think 6 months is the typical time for eclipses to happen. If one eclipse happens to another eclipse. So it might be about the time that one eclipse would go to another eclipse, because we do have this feeling of this moon looking like an eclipse here. I'm also hearing that wearing this color of like aqua, like aquas, ceruleans, turquoise, deep emerald green colors. Those are all colors that could be beneficial at this time to wear, to keep yourself calm, and to also give you that extra boost of energy when it comes to needing to work. It's like it turns you on when you need to be turned on, and it turns you off when you need to be turned off. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully this reading resonated or was helpful in some way. A lot of these things for this group, I feel like are things you've been planning or you've been wanting to come for a long time. You've been manifesting it with the star card here. I'm seeing a lot of you doing rituals with candles, crystals, spell work, whatever, maybe bay leaves, I don't know. But there's a feeling of doing different rituals with all these things. Anyway, just wanted to point out that, you know, you guys have good times coming ahead of you, especially in the next 6 months. There's a period where you get to take a break. So with that said, I'll end your guys' reading here. Thank you again so much for watching. If you'd like to purchase a personal reading, I do have an Etsy shop. And with that said, I will bid you adieu. Please like and comment if you want to, and subscribe if you feel like doing that too. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Hello, group 2. You picked Sync with the Cycles of the Black Bear. So let's get into your reading. I want to start with some tarot cards first and foremost. Let's get some tarot cards out on the table. These are going to represent significant milestones in the next aspect of your journey, or periods where maybe there are major turning points. Okay, let's see. We have the Four of Swords, we have the Moon, and we have the Two of Wands. Let's get some timing oracle cards. These are going to represent the time that these events are happening. And let's see, the air just turned off, so I feel like these timed events are going to be pretty accurate for most of you as far as like when you're watching this. Let's see. We have at a special date, and the next timing is, we have morning, and the next timing is December. Okay. Looks like something is coming by the end of the year. And let's get one Moonology manifestation card for you guys as well. Let's see what the general themes are. And we have detoxify. Detoxify. Okay, let's see here. Okay, the song Omaha by the Counting Crows is coming through. I don't know if you guys listen to the Counting Crows, but there's a song called Omaha. I think one of the lines in the song, man, I'm going to butcher this if I don't know the actual lyrics, but it's, I hope you're going to walk on water. If you don't, you'll walk all over me. Something like that. That's coming through with this moon card here. Let's see what else. I need a little bit more time to look at this, guys. Oh, that's so interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay. So with Four of Swords, I feel like you guys are in a period of relaxation, recovery, and I feel like you're really at ease and at peace with yourself at this current point. That's kind of what I see here. I mean, you guys pick Sync with the Cycles and Black Bear. I normally don't integrate this card into the readings, but it does feel like you're kind of hibernating, and that might be one of the reasons why you chose the Black Bear, because like you're in a period of hibernation, and maybe you thought while picking the card, like, oh, I'm so relaxed right now, I'm like a bear, I'm hibernating, I'm not really pursuing or doing anything necessarily, and I just kind of want to relax and take it easy. But yeah, I do see this vibe with the Four of Swords, but there's also this vibe in this card where there's this bow, and he has his arrows, and he's chilling in this boat, right? And I feel like he's someone, and there's a river here too. He's in a river, she's walking on a river. There's a lot about an intuitive path forward, an intuitive journey. That means that you guys are already on a journey that is kind of in alignment with your intuition, with your spiritual side. I feel like you guys are very aligned with like spirit guides, or I mean, how do I put this for you guys? It's like you're basically on a journey that's guided by intuition, and you're very aware already of your journey. You kind of already know where it's going in a sense. There is kind of a feeling that there's not much I can say that would surprise you, but there's also a feeling that you guys are very open to the unknown as well. It's like, you know, the feel of what the journey's going to be, you know, kind of where the path is going, but at the same time, like, you're the type of people that don't need to know the full picture is kind of what I'm seeing. It's funny that you guys clicked on this reading, because it's almost like I see that a lot of you just kind of clicked on this for fun, or either maybe just even like confirmation of the future you already are aware of. But right now you guys are in this pause, and I get why maybe you're feeling like this reading would help, because it feels like there's this stagnancy, right? It's the feeling of like being in a river, like in an inner tube in a river, and like you love the rapids, right? Like you love the part of the river that's the rapids, which is all the parts where there's white water and you're going down drops and stuff like that. You guys love the action is what I'm seeing. But right now there's this peace, there's this calm, there's this quiet in the river, in the stream where you're going. It's a feeling of just not moving too much. And I do feel like there's a feeling where this all is going to start to snowball forward at a special date. And this card really represents either like a birthday. This can represent like a wedding of some kind. This can represent, for some of you, it's going to be Mother's Day or Father's Day. But whatever the case may be, there's some kind of special date coming up. I'm hearing most of you know what this is. For a lot of you, it's a birthday. For others of you, it's a sister's or brother's birthday. Yeah, I don't know why that's coming through so strongly. Like a sister's or brother's birthday is what's coming through the strongest. So I guess I'm just going to have to stick with that message. For a lot of you, it is a wedding. It is a wedding that starts this new chapter, this new curve in the intuitive waters. But for the most part, I am really seeing like a sister's birthday or a brother's birthday, some kind of event starting on a sibling's birthday. For some of you, it's even a cousin's birthday. This could also be applicable for those of you whose sibling is really invested in your own birthday, or you're really invested in a specific sibling's birthday. Whatever the case may be, there's this feeling of throwing a party for your sibling, or If you're an only child, I would definitely say this is your birthday. But if you have any brothers or sisters, this feels very sibling-like. Like, I don't know, this feels like you have a sibling's birthday that's coming up, and it's like, this is when your life is going to start to take off. Now, it's interesting because we have the moon and morning here. I do think there's a sense of a beginning and a fullness to this period. It's like starting a project during a full moon is kind of what I'm seeing. And also, there's this feeling, too, of light being present everywhere you go. The moon in this moon card's full, the moon in this moon card's full, and this is the morning time where when the sun is directly opposite the earth, it's like you can kind of see the full moon setting or rising at the same time the sun would be setting or rising. So there is this feeling of balance that's coming in. So I do think there's this period of balance. I do see the domesticated dog and the wolf howling on either side of this river that she's walking down. And I do feel like part of this balance is you guys have your wild, impulsive nature very balanced with your domesticated nature, right? I also see with the full moon in Taurus, one of the main things that's coming in this period of time is a sense of being able to detoxify. So that means like letting go of impurities in the body. Taurus is all about like food. It's about like, it can be about substances. Sometimes I see Pisces as like substances and dream states and stuff. But like Taurus is like what we put into our bodies that's like beautiful, sensuous, like objects essentially. Like this could be like, so for a lot of people with this energy, this period or this journey, this sense of movement could come from getting rid of certain belongings, right? Full moon in Taurus is like, I've accumulated, it's time to release now. Like the full moon is about like that releasing, right? With the detoxify here, it's like, I need to release all these things that I'm holding on to, or like I need to detoxify my body from toxins. For a lot of you, you might be starting a specific health routine. You might be eating less specifically. If you guys are manifesting weight loss at this time, you're manifesting a healthier body. Right after this birthday party or wedding or whatever the celebration is that you're looking forward to, there is a period of starting to detoxify. There might be a feeling at whatever this special date is, realizing you're out of shape or something like that. And so with the moon and morning here, you're detoxifying. I feel like a lot of you are waking up early in the morning, and most of your routine for the rest of the day is set in the morning. So I feel like a lot of you are doing your exercises early in the morning. Some of you are starting off the day with a really healthy breakfast, or you're doing some kind of detox smoothie that's right at the morning time, something like that. Whatever the case may be, this is a feeling of like, in the morning is when you start this whole process. For a lot of you, you're being encouraged to work out right after you wake up. If exercise is a part of this health routine, and it's a part of getting healthy for you guys, the cards are saying most likely it will be in the morning, right? And this is one of those points where I feel like you guys know you will be getting healthy. If this is your like goal and this is your method, and you're already aware that in the future you will be detoxifying, you will be getting healthy, that you will be having these periods of recovery from whatever illness or thing that overindulgence could have caused. I do see like morning is like the most powerful time to get the biggest bang for your buck for your health. So that's like morning walks before the heat, or it's working out in the morning, stuff like that. It's stuff that's like right when you get up, just jumping into it, right when you wake up. But yeah, I see this feeling of just walking and calmly walking on your path. Like I feel like you guys are comfortable in movement. I feel like the river is taking a downturn here. It's a feeling of picking up speed. And so I do feel like this feeling of your health journey, if it is health for you guys, is going to pick up speed. For those of you who are hoarders and you have like a lot of accumulated stuff, this will be a period of time where you're finally ready to let go of certain belongings and things in your home. And you're going to be able to let go of those. I see a lot of you starting a yard sale, and that's where the morning comes in too, because most garage sales, at least where I live, are in the morning. So I do see something happening where you're planning selling a lot of your stuff in the morning, or there's something about for those of you who make money in a specific way or have a specific side hustle, there's something about selling things or placing your advertisements in the morning, wherever the morning is where you're at, doing your ads around that time, something like that. Now, it's interesting because as this journey goes on with the Two of Wands here, the thing that I saw with this Two of Wands, interestingly enough, is this what I thought was a wheelchair. Like, doesn't this almost look like it's a wheelchair? But then I realized it's actually a bicycle. Like, it's this bicycle and she's actually leaning against a tree, you know? And so it's interesting how I like, and when I used to read this card, I thought it was a wheelchair as well. But this is reminding me of the thing that's like, what you thought was a handicap is actually your greatest strength in how you've achieved everything so up to this date. And you're going to be realizing that in December. December is the moment where you realize, wow, the thing that I thought was my greatest handicap is actually the vehicle that is getting me through life and is making it easier for me to move. You know, this is the vehicle that I journeyed with for most of my life. And I thought it was a problem or an issue, but this is actually a strength. Right? This is actually something that supported me. This is actually something that made me stronger, or this is something that made me like different in a way where I could truly see myself, something like that. There's a feeling of just really knowing deeply that this thing that you thought was something that, you know, like I said, was a handicap could become something that is like, it's like looking back and realizing it was not ever a handicap. Like, even if you thought it was at one point, it's not now. And you realize it wasn't when you were going through it. It's like it was something that was helping you the whole time. And I see you guys realizing this in December. Also with the yellow flowers in December, I do see a lot of you picking up a new friendship, like having a new friend, something like that. I also see a lot of you with December coming around. If you're deciding between two paths, like say there's a fork in the river that you're traveling down, you're going to pick up one decision and you're going to take a pause, but you're actually going to pick up one decision and then you're going to do a lot of forethought on like how you go down that path, essentially. We have the world up here in these sparkling lights, and I do think there's this feeling that the world supports you or is lighting your way, which just means, and you guys are already aware of this, but it'll be reinforced in December. It's like, wow, other people want me to succeed. Other places in the globe want me to succeed. My friends from either foreign countries, they want me to succeed. Whoever this is wants you to succeed. It is possible with this friendship December and the Two of Wands here that you will be, how do I put this? You will be meeting a friend from another country or from a different background than you. And that's something that you'll be learning a lot about from this person, but at the same time, you're just going to meet a friend who has a very different background than you. Could be different interests, could just be a different place on the globe where they live, something like that. Yeah, let's see what else. It's interesting that you chose the black bear, and normally I don't like read into this card imagery, it's just whatever, but I'm kind of seeing something about with the full moon in Taurus, like it might be the time, or it's coming up to the time, wherever this special date is. This is so, I'm sorry, a lot of you are going through a diet or a glow up or something, but a lot of you, there's a feeling of this special date of being like, that's the last time I'm going to eat crappy food, and then the next day I'm starting this process. That's kind of the vibe. It feels like something about this special date coming up is like your benchmark. It's like, okay, after this, it's game on and I'm going to do it. And I do see you guys actually do it. You push through. And I feel like there's a lot of this working and doing the majority of the health work in the morning. So whether that's the juice cleanse, whether that's working out, whether that's the walks, whether that's a healthy breakfast to start the day, a lot of it starts in the morning. And also a lot of it starts in going to bed early and waking up early in the morning. But yeah, with full moon in Taurus, detoxify, you're purging a lot out of you, and you're going to be purging a lot out of you, whether that's physical items in your home that you're getting rid of, health habits that you're purging, or even situations with money, like situations where maybe you support someone financially and you're letting go of this person as a dependent, something like that. I think that's about it. I think I covered it. I want to cover the full moon in a little more depth and what that represents, because we have the full moon in front of the black bear, we have the full moon here and the full moon here. You guys might be feeling more energized on a full moon. Actually, I feel like I don't need to make interpretations about the full moon, actually. I'm getting like not that many messages, except that you might be more energized on a full moon. But I do want to point out that 3 full moons are really significant, which kind of makes me feel like another timing factor could be whatever this special date at is going to be happening in 3 full moons. So it does feel very much like 3 full moons from now, this all could be starting, something like that. Take that only if it resonates. I'm seeing the special date is more the beginning of this project of detoxifying, right? But yeah, what else? I think that's about it. I'm going to wrap up your guys' reading. If you guys like this reading, or you like my reading style, you want a more personal reading, you can purchase one. I have a link to my Etsy on my YouTube page where I sell readings. And if you guys like this, please like or comment too. And if you want to subscribe, do that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 3, let's get into your reading all about what's next in life. Okay, we'll get some 3 tarot cards for major milestones coming up for what's next. To start, we have Ace of Cups, we have Judgment, we have the 3 of Cups. Then I want to get some time cards for you guys. I'm trying to get these also. Okay, let's get some time oracle cards for the different significant moments. Let's get one for the Ace of Cups. Just around the corner, okay. And then let's get one for the Judgment card. We have It's Not Too Late. Okay. And let's get one for the 3 of Cups. We have Fall. Okay, and I also want to get a Moonology manifestation card to see what the gist of this reading is about. We have Lighten Up, last quarter moon in Leo. Okay. First thing, for those of you who are waiting for a proposal, for a marriage proposal, you're in a relationship, you're waiting for a marriage proposal, that will be happening just around the corner. It is so close. It is so close. With last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. I am seeing there is basically like, you have to wait for a quarter moon to a full moon time period, which I think is like a week, right? It's like 1 week and this is going to happen. Especially if you've been talking to your partner about this, or if there's been things that have been brought up, this is something, or if I feel like a lot of you've heard a little rumor, someone told you that someone's about to propose. And anyway, point being is if you have a proposal coming up, that person's proposing. Good news, good news, good news. Lighten Up is also talking about, you have a feeling for yourself at this time. It's a very loving feeling. It's a very magical feeling. The cards are urging you to lighten up. The only thing holding you back from really enjoying this feeling at this time is your seriousness, or the fact that you take things so seriously. Like, life does not have to be this serious. And with last quarter moon in Leo, I really do feel there's this feeling of just like brightening up your energy. And I do think that it's interesting because a lot of you might really feel into your own gravity. But what I'm seeing here is there's this feeling of being silly, being goofy, For some of you, you picked the unicorn and you almost didn't pick it because you thought it was too like, I don't know, some of you didn't pick the unicorn because you're like, oh, this unicorn's too flamboyant, or this unicorn's too girly, or this unicorn's too like mystical or fairy tale. Like, I should have picked something more realistic, but for whatever reason, you were drawn to this unicorn right here. And the one thing that I'm seeing is that you picked it. That's the thing, like that's the choice in the matter, right? Is you have a choice and you're choosing to lighten up. You're choosing to take things less seriously, and it's working out in your advantage. It's working out greatly in your advantage. I'm seeing this girl here in the Leo card, and she is holding up, she is looking, I don't know if she has a mirror or something, but she's looking at herself in like this period, and there's like a beautiful landscape behind her and all this stuff. It's really a self-focused period that you're either in right now or you're about to enter into, right? It's very interesting because I see this love that you have for yourself, this feeling of like, I don't care what anyone thinks. Like, I might be weird, I might be different, I might be a unicorn, but I don't really care. I don't really care what people think of me. And that's giving you this sense of self-love, this feeling of protection within yourself. And you're going to manifest a partner just around the corner. Like a romantic relationship will come in pretty quickly. This is giving something of the vibe of romantic connection. For those of you who are already in a connection, this is a marriage proposal. And I also think that even if this person, for those of you who are single, doesn't last, it's an indicator that if you let your guard down, right? You let your freak flag fly, then someone is going to come in and be attracted to that, right? With breathe in your trueness, I feel like you guys, because you selected this pile, you're already on this journey of breathing in your true self. What you don't see coming is more self-love, because you're accepting a truer nature of yourself. You're getting more self-love, and that's just around the corner. The cards want to tell you, if you've been being your true self, arrow turned off for confirmation for this message, if you're being your true self and you haven't experienced the self-love yet of the experience, you don't need to worry about it. It's just around the corner. The self-love is coming soon, 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 soon. And it's also this feeling of just, I feel like this period in your life, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel like having more fun. You're not going to feel so heavy. You're not going to feel like depressed. You're not going to feel pessimistic. There is a period here with the Judgment, and it's not too late, that looks darker than these two energies. Like right now, I feel like there's something just around the corner. Then there's something in fall, either this fall or next fall, where I really see you like having a ton of fun with friends. But there's a slight darker period in the middle with Judgment, and it's not too late. I'm going to get to this in a second. I want to get to the fall thing first. I want to cover all the positives for you guys, and I'll get into this brief little negative thing here. And it's not really negative. I don't want to like scare you or anything. It's not negative. It's just a part of this process. The Three of Cups here with the fall talks about just having fun, relaxing with friends, enjoying your time together. I'm looking at the seashell around her neck, and it's reminding me of listening. Like, you know, you put a seashell to your ear and you hear the ocean and the seashell. It's like listening to the sounds of nature in your environment, specifically from like little tiny objects. So if you guys might like be walking one day and find like a leaf on the ground, and you might pick it up and you might stare at it and you might be like, whoa, this leaf is so pretty. This leaf is so beautiful. Like, what an amazing, extraordinary leaf. You're meant to indulge in these little pleasures at this time of like feeling connected to the world. Okay, so getting back to the Judgment, and it's not too late. For some of you that are getting proposed to and you're getting married, the next step would be to have a child, is what I'm seeing. And I'm hearing that some of you are worried that it's too late for you to have a kid at this current point in your life. But the cards are saying it's not too late necessarily to have a kid, but Judgment does mean it's ultimately based on your own judgment. It's based on your own decision of whether you want children or not. But just so you know, the cards are saying it's not too late. You don't have to, it's not too late. Whether that means, you know, if you need to adopt, or if freezing your eggs, or whatever the case may be, it's not too late. And the Judgment card says that it is up to you to make this decision. For others of you, there is a decision that you're worried about making because you feel like you don't have enough time to make the decision. I'm getting head chills as I'm saying this. So for a lot of you, this is coming up. This feels like a deadline coming up. Whatever the case may be, there's some kind of deadline for something specific, and you're worried, am I going to make the right choice by this deadline? For some of you, you've been researching and researching and researching and trying to figure out what you're going to do by the time this deadline comes up. This deadline is looming. I feel this deadline is looming, and you guys are very aware of it, and you know you have to make a decision by this deadline. But I just want you to know, by the time this deadline approaches, you will make the right choice. That is what Judgment is telling us. You will make the right choice. Your angels and your spirit guides and an energy from the heavens is going to be shining down on you and guiding you in the appropriate direction. And you will feel like it's coming from yourself. So do not worry. Whatever your decision, it is the right one. You are meant to make that decision. Even if you feel so torn up and maybe you make the decision based on flipping a coin, your angels are guiding you in the right direction. And I do see that you will have perfect judgment when this time comes. I know you're stressed about this decision now. No, you don't have to decide now. It's not too late. You can wait till the final last minute to make your decision. In fact, I'm hearing a lot of you, that is when you make the best decisions, is at the very last minute. You just know intuitively at the very last minute what to do. It's the buildup is like the part that's the worst, right? The fact that you know you have to make a decision in the future, I'm hearing for a lot of you, that's the worst. You hate it and you get more confused if you have to make a decision then. And I'm even hearing if you make a decision prematurely, how do I put it? Like that could lead to more doubt in the long run, something like that. I do feel like you guys will make the right judgment. And don't worry, it's not too late. Don't worry about the future like coming down the pike. It's not too late. You can still research as much as you want. And when the time comes and you make that judgment call, it will be the right decision. I'm just pointing this out that this is a little darker of a period because there is a feeling here that this is dark energy in your life right now. For those of you also with the pregnancy thing that I mentioned, just know it's not too late. And whatever your decision of to have kids or not have kids, you are making the right judgment there too. Judgment indicates that your decision is the correct one. And just so you know, you don't have to stress about this problem. You know, you can leave it and let it loom and let it wait and before you have to deal with it. And with lighten up here, the cards are urging you, like, have fun, like do something fun for yourself. I also think when this decision's made, that frees up a lot of energy. It's like, oh, all of a sudden, like all the friends are out and want to hang out, or you're just partying and socializing and stuff like that. And with the fall card here, this feels very much like it's happening this fall or in a fall. If the big decision is something that's happening in next year, by fall of the next season, so maybe not this, and I don't know where fall time is for you because fall feels very seasonal. So it might be different for my Southern Hemisphere viewers than my Northern Hemisphere viewers. But fall I'm just seeing as kind of like the months of November, December, January, maybe even October and September. So it's like kind of close. It's like a close fall for a lot of this stuff happening. It feels like a lot of stuff in fast succession, or it feels like stuff that's going to take about a year until next year. And then next year in like September, October, that's when it's just like game on and we're like partying, we're listening to nature, we're discovering the secrets of the universe. Like we're just having a blast, right? I see you with like 2 other friends. I also see this feeling of like groups in general. So it's just like a feeling of hanging out with multiple people at once versus just one-on-one with someone. For example, for those of you who are getting married, it's like your spouse might not see you that much. Actually, it's like once you guys get married, it's you're happy together and you got married to them for a reason, but at the same time, it's like all of a sudden, like all the friends want to party and go out and stuff. And I see you spending a lot of time with friends and it's like your social circle gets more engaged or bigger or something like that, or expands. But yeah, with lighten up, the cards are just saying like, don't stress too much about these upcoming decisions. A lighter mood, a happier sense of self, is something that's going to really integrate all this energy into your sense of being, essentially. I'm hearing for some of you, you can control how silly you are. You just feel like you need to be serious, but I'm feeling you're embracing this period of your time where it's like, maybe I should be a little more silly. Maybe I should have a little more fun. Like maybe I should introduce some kind of activity into my life that, really makes myself shine in my own unique way, because I feel like a lot of you are unique. Or at least right now you're feeling drawn to this kind of unicorn creature. It's funny because I'm hearing some of you are like beyond my better judgment, something like that. There's some kind of feeling of like, liking things that are more realistic in life, like a real animal versus like a unicorn, something like that. And for others of you who like really like unicorns and you pick this pile because like you just love unicorns, I feel like a lot of you, this is just kind of a lesson of remembering why you're on the journey you're on and who you truly are. So that is something that is also coming through. And it's telling you to embrace your silliness once again, because I see that even you guys got stuck in a period of seriousness beyond your better judgment, right? So with that said, I'm going to end your guys' reading there. I also offer readings on Etsy, so if you feel you liked my reading style and this resonated, you can purchase one over there. The link is on my YouTube page. Also, if you like this video, please like or comment. below, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And with that said, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.